Welcome back to the Qt Creator. Alright, so let's take a look at making a new OpenGL widget, a triangle. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create a main window, create my window constructor and my destructor, and then I'm going to create a GL viewer class, but this is my main window implementation. And now let's take a look at the GL viewer class. GL viewer will need to include some OpenGL buffers, some GL functions, and GL widget. I need to have multiple inheritance, so I'm going to inherit from the OpenGL widget. But in order for everything to work, I need to have OpenGL functions. So I need both of those. So it's QObject. And here's my constructor and my destructor. So the first thing that I need to do is I'm going to forward declare a few classes. And the classes I'm going to forward declare will be an OpenGL shader program used to compile shaders and link the shader, an OpenGL context used to display the OpenGL, a debugger to check the shaders that are created, and a debug message for OpenGL. So I'll go ahead and put those in. The next thing that I want to do is I actually want to create the shader. So I need to create shader method. I also need to compile shader method. So the create shader method will link everything, and then compile it will send the message to the graphics card to compile the shader. And these are all going to be public functions, or methods. The next thing I need to do is I need to create a slot. Now the slot is going to be triggered from a signal when there's a message to be sent from OpenGL. So this GLM message shader, or debugger, GL message debugger, will send the OpenGL debug message. It'll be easier to know what's going on. The next items I'm going to need some protective methods, which are from this OpenGL functions inheritance. So I need to initialize the GL when I resize the window, and when I want to paint the OpenGL context window. I'm then going to need some private variables, one to store the OpenGL shader programs, one to store the OpenGL context, and one to store the GL debug logger. So my shader programs, which is going to be a queue list because I can have more than one, the GL context for display, and the logger. Now I need to go ahead and implement these. So if I right click, choose refactor, create implementations, it gives me a nice list. I can say OK, and now if I switch, here we go. So I have everything I need. In the next episode, I'll go ahead and initialize. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned.